Hey everyone, this is going to be one of the videos in our reaction series. Here we are going to look at an incident from St. Louis Park in Minnesota where two students were detained during an ICE raid. Let us watch the video first and then I will follow up with my views and thoughts on this incident, and I will also shed some light on a few important things for a student to consider if they are planning to be in the US in the future or if they are already in the United States.
Is there somebody we can call for you?
Summarizing this, two Indian students, they were detained from an Indian restaurant based out of St. Louis Park in Minnesota. These students were detained during an ICE raid. Their legal status and background, everything was verified, and upon the completion of the verification, they were released within a few hours. This incident is a very important lesson for any of the students who are already in the United States on an F1 visa, or any students who are planning to be in the United States on an F1 visa. I am going to share three of the biggest don'ts that every student should know, and I hope this video is helpful to everybody. First, stay away from any type of cash jobs. This is strict and straight violation of the visa rules. You are not allowed to work outside of the university campus unless you have completed 1 year in your master degree or two semesters, and you have been able to secure an internship in a company outside of the campus. Even when you are working within the campus, you are usually limited to 20 hours a week. Another reason is that all these cash jobs, they can also prove fatal. There have been numerous instances around the United States where the students were working illegally outside their college campuses, and then unfortunately they met with some kind of a criminal who took their lives. So just understand that these cash jobs, they come with a very heavy risk, that being your life. Another reason is, simply put, jealousy. There are some students who know their friends have been consistently working at like a restaurant or maybe a gas station, making some extra bucks, and they have been super successful and haven't been caught yet. So similarly, they would also try to take the same path, but you never know, you might be the unlucky one in that case. And if you do get caught, the worst case scenario, you will get deported. And even if you do get caught, there will be some type of consequences. The very first will be your visa will be revoked. Once that happens, you will be eventually deported. So do not do that. Don't get into the temptation, and jealousy is not going to lead you anywhere. So strictly no to any type of cash jobs. Point number 2, taking a fake employment verification letter. This is fraud. Do not take a fake letter. There are plenty of companies out there who will pose to be legitimate and then provide you with a fake letter, which in itself is a complete material misrepresentation. What is going to happen is that they will be charging you a certain amount of money to get the fake letter. You will receive the letter, and then on a very fine day, you will find that USCIS has revoked your visa because they were able to find out the employment letter that you provided to them was from a fraudulent company. You committed a fraud, and boom, your visa is revoked. And potentially after your visa being revoked, you do not have a legal status in the US and you might face deportation. So be smart. Do not seek any kind of fake employment letters. Third point is revamping of the resumes during the job search process. There are plenty of consultants out there who will add additional work experience to your resume, which according to them is going to benefit you in the pre-screening process of an interview. Just understand that there is nothing beneficial in this. Let's take a scenario where your resume, the revamped resume, does get picked up for pre-screening, and it happens to be in the hand of a smart recruiter or an HR individual. They will be instantly able to figure out through your education and the work experience that for a particular age, this much education along with the work experience is just not possible. Second, even if you do get away with the pre-screening, you will have to build upon your lies during the entire interview process. Now let's consider a situation where you were able to clear out all the interview rounds, you got hired on the job, and you show up to work. However, your work has not been up to the mark. Your supervisors, your managers, they notice this. They talk among themselves, okay, his experience or her experience on the resume was spectacular. However, her performance or his performance on the job has not been that great so far. So what's the reason behind it? This might lead them to like an assumption or a speculation that the person essentially just lied on the resume. They do not possess such work experience. This will lead to you getting laid off from the job. And once you do get laid off from the job, if you're super unlucky, that person might even report this to the USCIS or the DHS, claiming that this individual has been providing false information, did get hired, but they do not possess the experience that they show on paper. So this is complete fraud. Again, do not practice revamping of the resumes. This is not advised. Show your actual resume to the HR, to the recruiter, and tell them whatever experience you have had. If you do have genuine experience from work in your previous job, let's say before your master's or before your higher studies, that's legit. Do carry some letter of recommendations that will be able to back up your claims. However, again, do not try to revamp your resume. Do not get any additional work experience when you don't have any. There are plenty other things that I would like to mention. However, these are the major ones all students should pay attention to. Be smart, follow the visa rules, ignore all the temptations, and be safe.